Today feels like a bit of a rant day. I'll give you a few good reasons why it feels right now that I could live the rest of my life indoors. One of my biggest bugbears is drivers. How most of them think that they can tailgate me when I'm doing the speed limit because they feel like they're so much more important than I am. But it also works the other way around. If drivers aren't following the speed limit, then it can get incredibly annoying when they're going so slow and the queue is building up behind them. The fact that a lot of drivers do not think that it's necessary to indicate, especially changing lanes, it's just completely and utterly stupid and dangerous. Now here in the UK, I don't know if it's the same in other countries, but the police tend to not bother indicating at all. There's a few police cars that I've seen that actually use their indicators, but most of them don't bother. It's ridiculous, they're supposed to set an example. Being a driver, I sometimes get my share of road rage. Some of this is because of other drivers, but some of this is because of other cyclists. I'm an avid cyclist myself, and it really drives me crazy when stupid cyclists give us a bad name. For example, on my way home, I noticed a cyclist going along. I was staying behind him at a fair distance, waiting for enough traffic to go past so that I can make my way around him. And then he turns off without even bother indicating. And cyclists using the road at night without any lights, or even just using the pavement during the day, you're not allowed to do that around here because the pavement is for pedestrians and for people with prams and stuff like that, and it's not a place for cyclists. Today was an excruciatingly hot day, and for me running around at work with all the stuff I have to wear for work, like the fluorescent jacket, it reached 27 degrees Celsius, which is about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that might not seem a lot to you, but over here it's horrendous. We're not used to that weather, and the humidity makes it just so much worse. The sun is a major reason why I would happily never go outside again. I had to put on factor 50 like every 5 minutes of work, and it's just horrendous. And then as soon as you walked outside, you're just covered in sweat. A lot of people say this, but there really is not very much to do around here. We travel quite far when we go on holiday as a family, and Emily organises all that anyway, because I'm terrible at organising anything. I couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. When we're walking down the street as a family, it's lovely and we spend days out together, but then you come across the few people that are completely judgmental, and then we'll be walking along and Emily will go, "Wait for it," and I'll look around and I'll notice that people are talking to their friends, and then they'll all turn around and look at us. That is infuriating. Now, it's not so bad around here, but whenever I go to London, I always make sure that I have loads of padlocks on my bag, and that's because thieves are always operating. And I learnt the other day that if there's ever a sign that says "Beware, thieves operate in this area," they know exactly what to look for, because whenever anyone reads a sign like that, they'll tap exactly where their important stuff is on them, and the thieves will just watch them, and as soon as they've done that, they know where to pickpocket you. What is the point in going out when Amazon Prime delivers everything to your door the following day? If you're up for a night out, to a club or a bar or whatever, you can save a heck of a lot of money if you just stay inside and drink to your heart's content and listen to whatever music you want. Just make sure you do it with friends, because otherwise it's a bit weird doing it by yourself every night. Plus, with all the retro consoles and everything I've got here, I've got enough to entertain myself for months. One of the most annoying things about leaving the house is that I'll have to double check everything before I leave, and even after I leave. I've made it about half a mile to a mile down the road and realised that I might have forgotten something, like closing the door properly, even though I've pushed and pulled on it several times after leaving the house. Especially when I got Violet in the back and I have to strap her in, then think, oh wait, no, did I forget that? I've got to unstrap her, go back to the house. Everything was fine anyway, so I don't know why I bothered. Anyway, thanks for listening to my little rant. I'm certainly feeling better about it. Whoops, thanks for being my therapist. Bye!